"Sure, I'll call you later," 18-year-old Sabrina informed her friend. She quickly ended the call upon hearing her father, Pete, a diligent coal miner, returning home. She aimlessly flipped through TV channels, hoping to evade her father's attention. The last thing she desired was for him to mention her upcoming graduation in 2 days. The thought of her father attending made Sabrina cringe. She was mortified by his appearance, dreading the idea of him standing out with his soot-covered appearance and the aroma of coal and perspiration. "Hey, sweetheart, look at what I brought for you," Pete happily exclaimed as he walked in. Sabrina was caught off guard and attempted to conceal her surprise. It wasn't that she didn't appreciate surprises, but she was particular about her father not touching any of her belongings and soiling them. Pete had always respected Sabrina's need for personal space and boundaries, having done so since her mother's passing. Placing 2 packages on the table, he said, "Sweetheart, I hope you'll adore these." As soon as Sabrina noticed her father had left the room, she eagerly tore open the wrappings, unveiling a stunning dress that left her blushing. Upon opening the second box, she discovered an exquisite suit. "Thanks for the dress, Dad, but who's the suit for?" she inquired. "It's for me, honey. I have to look my best, it's your graduation, after all." Sabrina couldn't conceal her frustration and firmly spoke, "Dad, I don't want you to come. All my friends and their parents will be there, and I don't want them to ridicule me because of you." A heavy silence hung in the air as Pete emerged from the washroom, wiping his face. Sabrina's words had taken him aback, hitting him like a ton of bricks. "What did you just say?" "Father, my friends' fathers come from esteemed backgrounds. They're affluent and exude this celebrity aura. I don't want you to stand out among them, looking disheveled. I hope you understand that, no matter how well dressed you are, anyone can tell you're a coal miner just by looking at your grimy face and hands. I don't want my friends to mock me. Please don't come to my graduation. But thank you for the dress, I really love it," Sabrina said before retreating to her room, slamming the door behind her to try on the dress. Pete felt a sharp pain in his heart. He had eagerly anticipated attending the event. But now, Pete believed Sabrina was too young to comprehend the depth of his love for her. He whispered, "She's still just a young girl," as he tried to console his shattered heart. Despite the hurt, he resolved to go to the graduation party with a touching surprise he had planned for the day of the graduation. 2 days later, Pete asked, "Darling, shall I at least drop you off at school?" Sabrina looked stunning, and he couldn't be prouder of her reaching this graduation milestone. "Drop me off? No need, Dad. My friend Dave is picking me up in his car. I wouldn't want to soil my dress by riding in your dirty van." "All right, have a wonderful day, sweetie," Sabrina added, "and, Dad, please don't come, okay? I trust you won't. Bye, see you." Pete waited for Sabrina to leave so he could quickly get ready and make it to the event. He thought, how could I miss such an important day in my daughter's life? I have to be there. A little while later, Pete arrived at the venue and took a seat among the parents. He cheered enthusiastically as the students received their awards. He couldn't wait to see Sabrina receive hers. "Next up, we have Miss Sabrina Parker," the host announced. Pete hurried to the front, holding up his phone to record as Sabrina approached the stage to receive her diploma. He was overflowing with joy, but Sabrina was taken aback when she spotted her father. "Congratulations, sweetheart," Pete kept shouting from below the podium. "I'm incredibly proud of you, daughter." But Sabrina's expression remained stern, devoid of any smile or reaction. She let out an exasperated sigh and joined her friends, counting down the moments until the ceremony would finally end so she could express her frustration with her father for showing up. Unexpectedly, the host made another announcement. "Mr. Parker, could you please join us on stage?" Sabrina was bewildered, struggling to comprehend what was happening as she watched Pete make his way to the podium. "Why are they calling my dad on stage? What's going on?" Pete eagerly stepped onto the stage and took hold of the microphone. "Thank you, Mr. Lauren. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen," Pete began. "Could we please begin the slideshow?" The hall fell into a hushed silence, and Sabrina, like everyone else, was captivated as the lights dimmed, and the projector started rolling. Pete had prepared a heartwarming video, a compilation of cherished moments between him and Sabrina from her early years up to the day before her graduation. In a touching gesture, he had met with the principal and staff to arrange the surprise, gaining special permission to present it right after Sabrina received her diploma. "I love my daughter, Sabrina. I'm immensely proud of you. I believe your mother would feel the same if she were here today. Emma, if you're watching, you can see for yourself. You told me I couldn't raise my daughter alone, but there can be no other dad on earth who is as proud as me now. Congrats, Sabrina. We did it." Tears welled up in Sabrina's eyes as she watched the video. Overwhelmed with emotions, she rushed into her father's arms amidst the standing ovation from everyone. She hugged him tightly, crying, "Thank you so much, Dad, I'm so sorry." Pete gently wiped away her tears and embraced the moment as they made their way home. Sabrina couldn't help but reflect on Pete's words about her late mother, feeling a sense of unease. "Dad, why did you say Mom would be proud if she were at the graduation party? She's been gone for so long. How could she possibly attend if she's no longer here?" Pete looked at Sabrina and chuckled. "Your mother isn't gone, sweetheart. She's very much alive and living in this town." Sabrina was dumbfounded. All her life she'd been told her mother had passed away. It was a shocking revelation, and Pete had kept this truth from his daughter, waiting for the right time to disclose the reality about her mother. "What? Mom's alive, Dad? Why didn't you tell me?" Pete realized it was finally time to share the biggest secret he had held. "Because your mom didn't want you. She told me your birth father had passed away and left it to me to decide whether to raise you or leave you at the shelter." As it turned out, Pete and his wife, Emma, had divorced when Sabrina was just a young child during their breakup. Emma revealed to Pete that Sabrina was not biologically his, which left Pete heartbroken. However, he chose to raise Sabrina as his own, seeing her as his world and everything he cared for. "I could never see you as anything other than my child. You've always been my world, and you still mean everything to me," Pete said tearfully. Upon hearing this revelation, Sabrina wrapped herself in Pete's arms, tears streaming down her face. "You're not my biological father?" Pete held her close. "Sweetheart, while I may not be your birth father, my love for you is unconditional. Disregard what I've just shared. You'll always be my daughter, no matter what." Sabrina said, "I'm so sorry, Dad. I'm filled with shame for the pain I've caused you. I called you dirty and smelly without knowing the sacrifices you made for me. Where would I be if you hadn't stepped up and raised me? Please forgive me." Pete gently wiped away Sabrina's tears, and they headed home, where he extended invitations to all his friends and neighbors to celebrate his daughter's graduation. In the days that followed, Pete and Sabrina chose not to revisit their past. To their surprise, Sabrina's feelings toward her dad had completely shifted. The shame she once felt had transformed into a deep sense of pride. She now understood that Pete was far from being a source of embarrassment. He was in fact a remarkable man who had raised her with immense love and care, stepping in when her mother abandoned her. What do you think about this story? Leave a comment below this video. Thanks for watching.